Good evening and welcome to No Rest for the Weekend. I'm Jason Godbey and we're here at the Palladium in Times Square in New York City for the 44th Documentary Emmy Awards. We'll be right back with lots of red carpet coverage right after this.
Sponsored by JMR Rentals, professional, digital, cinema and broadcast equipment rentals in Brooklyn, New York. JMRNY.com.
How does this feel?
So it could feel old, but really I don't think that this is really an award for me and Keiko. We've won Emmys for the films we made. I think this is an award for DCTV and for the work that DCTV has done, all the people that it's trained, all the kids that it's helped. This is DCTV's award.
So you've been doing this for a lifetime now. How's the art form evolved since you started?
It's an interesting journey. In the beginning, impossible for people like us, independents, to get documentaries anywhere. Impossible. Public television, commercial television, impossible. We certainly had a nice run at public television until we got blacklisted. We were working in commercial television until we got blacklisted. We worked at HBO for 30 years. 30 years was heaven for a documentary filmmaker, thanks to Sheila Nevins. I would say in terms of documentary filmmaking for us, that was our golden age. People talk now that there's a golden age of documentary filmmaking, but I think the sun is already set. It maybe lasted about a year and a half, which is kind of tragic. And now it's really, really hard to get documentaries. It's back to as hard as it was 50 years ago.
What are your hopes for the art form in the future? How do you see it progressing?
Well, it's an important art form. I think it's an art form that helps inform our society, makes it a better society, fights against injustice, and we'll never stop trying no matter how hard it is.
I'm here with Stefan Forbes, director and nominee here tonight. Stefan, how does this feel?
It feels amazing. I mean, us filmmakers are out here struggling year after year. We work kind of hard. There's very little security. So when you get recognized at an event like this, it feels really wonderful. Keep you going for another whole project, you know? So it's great. It's great to have people see your film as well. And awards like this can really help.
Tell us about the project.
It's about a hostage siege back in 1973. A very violent, terrifying siege in Brooklyn, New York. 4 young men, victims of religious violence, who were looking for weapons to defend themselves. And the police interrupted them in the middle of a gun robbery. Soon they were surrounded by 1,000 cops carrying sniper rifles. And soon those cops out in Brooklyn were surrounded by about 2,000 Black and Hispanic people in the neighborhood who were very unhappy to have their presence there. It was a powder keg. It soon turned tragic. But luckily, further tragedy was averted by an amazing cop named Harvey Schlossberg, who showed up and literally there on the scene invented hostage negotiation as we know it today.
Amazing. How did this come to you? How did you learn about this?
Well, my mom, as a young girl, was kidnapped in World War II by Russian soldiers. Her whole community was taken to a work camp near Siberia, which actually we see happening again today in the Ukraine by Russians. It's a historical tragedy, and these cycles of violence repeat. And I had been wondering, who has the knowledge to interrupt this kind of generational trauma that my mom suffered? And we were lucky enough to hear about this cop, Harvey Schlossberg, in the middle of the authoritarian paramilitary NYPD of the 70s. This guy was a radical pacifist who believed in talking it out and using words. And we were so excited to delve into this story, find out who Harvey was and how he managed to solve this impending violence.
Are you anxious, nervous? How's the feeling in terms of being nominated tonight?
You know, I just feel great that our project is recognized. We have a story to tell. America is facing possible political violence in the elections next year. And we have a message for America. Hold your fire. See this film, learn how we can actually talk this stuff out, and violence is not inevitable. So actually, I'm just excited to be here because it's going to shine a little light on this film and on men like Shuaib Rahim, one of our main characters, who, like many formerly incarcerated men, there is a movement going on where these men teach other men how to move away from violence and towards healthy communication.
For people who want to know more about you, your film, where can they find you guys on the web?
HoldYourFireFilm.com.
I'm here with nominees Shalini Kataya and Feroza Aziz for Tick Tock Boom. How does it feel to be here, guys?
We're thrilled that Tick Tock Boom has been nominated for Outstanding Business and Economics Documentary.
I'm so excited to be here. This is my first red carpet.
And tell us a little bit about the film.
The film is about inspiring Gen Z influencers like Feroza Aziz, who took on censorship around TikTok. And the film is really about how we get the benefits of technologies like TikTok without getting the harms to mental health and democracy.
What do you see the impact of this film going on, like as social media and things evolve?
Well, I think we're in the middle of this pivotal moment for social media and the protections that we have for kids and for young people, and I hope that the film sparks a new conversation around how social media is impacting mental health.
Fantastic. If we want to know more about you and your work, where can we find you online?
ShaliniKantaya.net, and you can also go to tiktokboom.tv.
You can follow me on Instagram at official Feroza Aziz.
I'm here with Kylie Stott, the director of Kangaroo Valley. How does it feel to be nominated here tonight?
This is my debut feature film, so it's really, really exciting. And I was actually pregnant and gave birth during the making of this film, which is about a kangaroo joey and its mother. So it's a really big moment for me.
So your own experiences was mimicking what was happening in the film.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think there's nothing more symbolic than a kangaroo mother and her joey and having that big pouch. And I was out in the field filming with my giant pouch as well, right into my third trimester until the filming was finished.
And how does it feel to have your baby nominated here tonight?
It's really huge, and you know, I think it's really big for all of those young female filmmakers out there, because I think you can be a mother and you can be nominated for an Emmy at the same time and be an amazing filmmaker, and I think that's an important message.
What do you want the film's impact to be going forward?
So our film, you know, I'm Australian, and this is the biggest budget feature film that's ever been done about Australia's wildlife. I think a lot of Australians think that wildlife is found in North America or somewhere in Africa, and they don't appreciate how amazing the wildlife is in their backyard. So this was my love letter to the wildlife of Australia, which frankly has the fastest extinction rate of mammals in the world. So I really hope that it inspires all of these young kids out there to fall in love with the wildlife around them and to protect it.
I'm here with Steve Small and Marcus Armitage from Lincoln's Dilemma. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Emmys. How does it feel to be here?
Yeah, well, we're very excited to be here. Yeah, it's just an absolute honour to be representing our animation here.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We don't often get a chance to get away from our desks, but this is certainly an unusual chance to do it.
Tell me about the project.
The project's called Lincoln's Dilemma. We made an animated title sequence and animated sequences within the documentary, kind of telling moments of Lincoln's life, basically.
Yeah, so we were asked to put some work together that took a storytelling look at events and moments that there were very few images for. So it was an opportunity to animate versions and visions of these moments in history. We'd be happy if it kept conversations that are as alive today open. I think there are so many topics in this documentary that are pertinent today, and to get a new view and a one that is relevant for today's world, I think is an interesting moment.
Fantastic. And for people who want to see the film and catch it, where can they find it?
It's on Apple TV Plus. It's called Lincoln's Dilemma, and you can watch it there.
I'm here with Chris Hastings and Nick Brandestini for Sapelo. So tell us about the project.
So this is a documentary about a very interesting community, island community in Georgia called Sapelo Island, and it's a portrait of the people living there. And we were honored to be nominated for the Outstanding Documentary Social Issue category.
How did this story come about? How did you even discover this?
We've been working together on a previous project, and I'm interested in communities that are less known, that are a bit off the map, and it's just a portrait of the place and showing how people live there and telling their stories.
And for people who want to know more about the project and find you guys, where can they find you online?
You can find us online at worldchannel.org, where the film is still streaming. And you can also find it in the PBS app.
I'm here with Christopher White, honoree here tonight. Christopher, how does it feel to be honored by the Emmys?
It's really a great honor to be recognized for a long career thus far in the industry. But you know, I love film. At the end of the day, I want to deflect a little bit of the attention because my work is totally reliant on the work of artists and filmmakers who I'm thrilled to support. And we have 8 nominations here tonight, so they are representative of hundreds of independent filmmakers who I am proud to bring to the American public on public television. The films that we specialize in are really character-driven verite films, films that almost play like feature films because they're so intimate, they're long form, you have a chance to really connect with participants in the film, and the stories that they're crafted and presented by independent filmmakers brings the best out of what film can do. So I'm proud to showcase the work of great artists.
And can you give me some highlights of what's playing here tonight or what's being nominated tonight?
Oh, I don't want to forget anyone, but we have a film from America Reframed called Sapelo. We have 6 POV films, Not Going Quietly, Let the Little Light Shine, Delicado, lordy, I'm going to forget the rest of the other 3. Anyway, lots of films.
For people who want to see these films, check out the work, where can they be found?
We are the longest running independent documentary series on television, on public television, PBS. The series is POV, and then we also have a sister series called America Reframed, which runs on GBH World Channel.
I'm here with nominee for Not Going Quietly, Bradley Whitford. How does it feel to be here this evening? How does it feel to be nominated?
I'm thrilled to be here as part of the Not Going Quietly team, which is the story of Adi Barkan, who is all of our heroes, who is fighting to make sure that everyone in this country gets the access to health care that they deserve. Adi couldn't be here tonight, but we love him very much. And I'm thrilled that this film is getting the recognition it deserves. Nicholas Bruckman and Amanda Roddy are nominated for 2 Emmys, one for political documentary and one for writing in a documentary. They deserve it, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this story. I can tell you, I've been to a lot of these kind of Emmy things in my life. This feels better than any of them because it is celebrating somebody like Adi Barkan, whose message is so important at this time. It's hard to make documentaries. You got to scramble. We were scrambling through COVID, getting this made. But boy, it was worth it. And I'm thrilled that POV picked it up, put it on PBS, and that we get to be here tonight.
I'm here nominated for Endangered. It's a film where we followed journalists through the last few years, especially during the pandemic. Me and 2 wonderful filmmakers, Heidi Ewing and Rachel Grady, put in a lot of love during a time when we didn't know if this was going to come together, and tried to show the ways in which it's a struggle to bring the truth to voters in democracies and all of the threats that journalists are up against these days. Very proud of the cast. We got one of the stars of the film here. Very proud of the filmmakers who made this happen. And I'm just along for the ride, supporting it.
How has because you've been involved in docs recently, and you come from journalism, so are docs the new journalism, or do you feel like they're the new long-form journalism?
I don't know about docs being the new journalism, as you put it. I think documentaries have always been a part of the journalistic landscape, right? I love documentary films and series. I've always worked across mediums, and I've always thought that a great story can be told powerfully in different ways in different mediums. So it's been an honor to be able to do projects like the Catch and Kill series I did for HBO, or this film, where you look at, okay, how can I deliver this message most potently in this format? So I really view it as part of the same form of expression. And I think the same imperatives to get the truth exactly right and to really capture characters accurately with all of the rough edges and nuances exists whether you're doing something in print or doing it for film.
And what is next for you? What do you got on the horizon?
Well, I can never talk about upcoming investigative stories, so I'm always very annoying to ask that question to. But broadly speaking, I just put out this Elon Musk piece for The New Yorker. I'm working on a slate of films and series for HBO, following up on this project and the others I've done with them. And there's going to be some podcasts coming too for Audible, so stay tuned.
All right, Ronan Farrow, ladies and gentlemen, congrats. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
I'm here with the one and only Elvis Mitchell. Elvis, how does it feel to be part of this evening here tonight?
It's the first time for me, so I'm still in shock a little bit. But it's a thrill to be here and to see all these people who are so happy they don't know what to say on stage. There's no rehearsal. It's all authentic. It's all honest. It's really unbelievable to be here.
And as one of our foremost critics, historians, keepers of the flame in film, what do you think about? What do you think about?
What do you?
How do you find documentaries these days and the evolution of documentary cinema?
It's become this thing that deserved to be for a long time, which is its own medium that offers the entire human experience, comedy, pathos, melodrama, redemption, and all these things are manifest in all these films that are nominated tonight. And it's just great to see this continuing acknowledgement as the documentary field continues to burgeon.
And what do you see as the future of the medium?
I just hope they don't get shorter and shorter. I mean, there's a documentary about TikTok. I just hope that's not the next iteration for documentary.
And what do you have next coming up for yourself?
My interview radio show, and I'm nominated here tonight, so for my film Is That Black Enough For You? So I'm going to go in and bite my nails like everybody else.
Can you tell me a little bit about the project?
Yeah, so look at black film from 1968 to 1978 and how those movies not only shaped the culture, but did so well commercially that it kept the studios afloat.
Fantastic. And where can we find that?
I think it's called Netflix.
Little burgeoning company called Netflix.
No, I don't know if you can find it or not, but don't try your regular TV dial. I think it's on the internet.
Thank you so much, sir, and congratulations on the nomination. Good luck, okay?
Thank you.
I'm here with Ryan White, writer of Goodnight Oppy, just won the Emmy. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. I'm here with a big group of people that worked on this film, and to be able to get to represent Amazon and be with all these loved ones, it feels amazing.
Tell us about the project.
Goodnight Oppy is about a rover that went to Mars. She was supposed to live for 90 days, but she survived for 15 years, so it's a real survival story. Very heartwarming, very inspirational, very apolitical, which I think is kind of rare these days. So a good film for people of all ages.
What do you want people to get from the film? What do you want the impact to be?
I think it's a lot of the film is about what we're doing to our planet here. These robots went to Mars and they discovered that it was once a wet green planet, and something happened at some point during history that ended that. And I think it's a good reminder on how we need to take care of our planet.
Fantastic. And for people who want to know more, where can they find out about you, about the project online?
Goodnight Oppy is available on Amazon Prime.
I'm here with Mark Mangini, Emmy winner for sound for Goodnight Oppy. Tell me, what are you feeling right now?
This is amazing. I've been in narrative cinema my entire life, and to be recognized by the TV Academy, it's my first actual work in television and in a doc as well. I'm just elated. This is an amazing honor.
What were some of the challenges of the project for you?
Bringing Mars to life. I mean, we spend 35 minutes on Mars, a planet no one's ever been to, and I had to make the audience feel as though they were actually on Mars.
Now that you're an Emmy winner, what are you gonna do with it?
It's going to go on a shelf in my living room, and I'm going to show it off to all my friends, and I'm going to bring it to restaurants and pass it around so people can touch it and revel in it, because that's the joy of these awards, is sharing it with other people.
I'm here with Amy Bandlian-Storkel, Emmy winner for The Pez Outlaw. So first question, I got to ask you, how does that feel?
It feels amazing. This thing is heavy and it feels legit and it's very exciting.
Tell us about the project.
So The Pez Outlaw is about a guy from small town Michigan who he had been working a dead-end job and then started going to Eastern Europe and smuggling in Pez dispensers, and to the tune of millions of dollars from collectors. And everything was magical until his arch nemesis, the President, tried to take him down. And the rest is, you just gotta watch the movie.
How did you happen upon this story?
So there were some articles that were written, but really our main guy, Steve, has been blogging for 20 years. He's been blogging about it. So we started reading his blog, and there's a lot there, and it's a little bit scattered, but he has so many crazy stories that we were like, is this real? Is this really a thing? And we're like, we gotta go meet him. So we went, we had reached out to him on Facebook Messenger. He does not do phones or texting. He only communicates via Facebook Messenger. So we reached out, we started a conversation with him, got to know him, he started to trust us. We went out and met him in person, and then we knew. When we met him and his wife Kathy, we knew this was the next film we wanted to make.
What kind of a journey are we talking about from day one to Emmy time?
Well, we started right in the middle of 2020, so it was fun times. We just realized, we were like, we want to make something fun and lighthearted and inspirational and hopeful. Like, everything was so dark, and just we needed something that was just going to be a lot of fun and make audiences smile. And no, don't get me wrong, this film has a lot of heart. It has a love story. I've had so many people text me and say, I can't believe I'm crying in a Pez documentary. But it was one of those things where we just started. We realized we just needed to do it independently so that we could make sure that we could make the film we wanted to make, and we wanted to just go. And so we did. We just started with a bunch of interviews. We just edited for a good 6 months, and then we did our recre, and then we finished it up and went to South by.
Fantastic. And for people who want to see the film, know more about the film, where can they find you guys online?
They can watch it on Netflix and literally anywhere that films are purchasable. So it's everywhere. But also you can find us at sidestill.com. That is our company.
I'm here with Jon Alpert and Drew Takahashi, Emmy winners for A Trip to Infinity. How does this feel right now?
A little shocking, surprising. This was a huge collaborative effort with folks from 10 countries. And so to see it recognized, this huge collaboration is really meaningful.
Tell us, what is the project about?
Well, it's about infinity, and with some interviews with great scientists and mathematicians. And the challenge was, usually in a documentary you shoot B-roll by going and somewhere. But we couldn't go to infinity because we couldn't get there, and COVID. So we ended up having to enlist the help of a bunch of animators from around the world to work with us, and the collaboration was magic.
And for audiences, what do you want the impact to be?
There's so much darkness in the world right now, and this is a film that just shows how wonderful the universe is and our place in it.
I'm here with Sarah Lavoie and Carla Danik for Supernatural at National Geographic. Emmy winners. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. This was a beautiful documentary, a beautiful show, and we were very lucky to trailer this program, and yeah, it just feels great.
It's amazing. National Geographic does great content. We're so lucky to be able to trailer these amazing productions that we get. Sarah was an excellent force on this production. I was just an art director, but we made the trailer together, along with many of a great team. It was wonderful, and I'm very excited for us.
And tell us a little bit about the project.
Well, this was for our outstanding promotional announcement, which is the trailer for Supernatural, which is on Disney+. And, we really just wanted to convey the heart and soul of this show. This was a beautiful show with amazing cinematography.
Now that you're Emmy winners, what's next for you guys?
I think that Sarah should continue to be the amazing writer that she is, and I hope that we get many more opportunities to do great work with National Geographic. We want to invite everyone to come and want to be part of our brand.
I'm here with Michael Gossert and Sammy Khan, Emmy winners for The Last Out. Guys, what does this feel like?
It's surreal. Yeah, it's totally surreal. I haven't seen this guy in a year, and we talk all the time, but just wanted to hang out and celebrate, and here we are.
Yeah, we just came to see each other, and we've had few moments in the last 3 years to celebrate the rollout of the film, and and this was a special occasion just to get together, and this is just icing. We're honored, really.
And tell us a little bit about the project.
So The Last Set's about 3 Cuban baseball players who risk everything to come to the United States to try and make it to the major leagues. We got to thank Happy Carlos Barro, the stars of our film, who we're not here without them. So thank you to them, and thank you to all the participants in our doc.
What do you want audiences to walk away with when they see this project?
I think, you don't have to be a sports fan or know much about Cuba or even immigration to connect with the characters in our film. I think we have such a lack of compassion in this country right now. So I think just connecting on a human level with the participants of the film, and like so many important documentaries, it's really just about learning about yourself and your place in the world, and we're grateful to our participants for showing that to us.
For people who want to find this film, where can they find it?
We came out on PBS POV last year, so if you've got a subscription to their platform, the Passport, you can watch it for free. Otherwise, we're on all the digital platforms, Amazon, YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, and currently English-speaking countries, but we're coming out in the rest of the world, so keep an eye out.
I'm here with Patricia Gillespie, Emmy-winning director for The Fire That Took Her. How does this feel?
It feels really great and very unexpected.
Tell us about the project.
Our film is called The Fire That Took Her. It's a feature-length documentary on Paramount Plus about domestic violence advocate Judy Malinowski. And yeah, it was a real underdog film, and thanks to Sheila Evans and Liza Pepperman and the crew at MTV Docs, it exists, but it came very close to not existing, and so we're shocked to be here.
Tell me about the impact. What impact do you want this film to have on audiences?
Judy fought for a law called Judy's Law, which adds time to the sentences of attackers who intentionally disfigure their victims. That law right now is passed in the state of Ohio, but we like to see it passed in every state in the U.S. So that's our big dream. If you look at judysfoundation.org, you can find out more about the campaign to get that passed.
And that's all from the 44th Documentary Emmy Awards. For more of our content, visit our website, norestfortheweekendpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube, youtube.com/getbehindtherabbit. And you can follow us on Instagram @NoRestForTheWeekend. I'd like to thank everyone who came out to chat with us tonight, and a big thanks to our sponsor, JMR Rentals, for Behind the Rabbit Productions. I'm Jason Godbey. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.